If you notice that your dog is not in line with you when they are sitting or downing, if they are now drifting, if you're heeling on the left and they are drifting off to the side to plots or sit, you got an issue. And here's why. Again, I want to say if I'm being a little pedantic about it, maybe I am, but I think there's a reason for it, okay? The reason being, I do not want you to continue with this because it could be two things, and this is how this video actually came about. First one is I think your luring may be off a little bit. It's very possible that if you're using treats or a small toy, it's very easy to get that precision in the luring phase. However, if you're fooling around with, like, say, a larger ball like I'm going to do with Ava to show you this, that's where it can cause trouble, okay? So hear me out on this one. Hey, left. See, just right there, how she wants to go off to the side. Left. Cool. So when you're fooling around with something larger than your hand, like your traditional ball on a rope, that's when their line of path can start veering off. It's because of the width of the ball, that's where she started drifting off her lines. Okay, so she's not directly in front for her fronts, or I call it blue, but basically it's a reverse focus heel. It's her head's pointing this way as she's looking up at me, but also the left started veering out to the side. So that was the first part. But how it initially came about was when we were over at Ed's for bite training. So we're doing the obedience class with a bunch of other dogs just because it's never hurts to do these obedience classes. But when she was going down, and it wasn't just her, I only call it her with like once or twice, but the other dogs I also noticed who are also very reactive, when they would go down into her plots or sits, they naturally want to face all the other dogs. Okay, so especially if you got a dog that's very reactionary, that just shows a sign of them being uncomfortable. They're unsure of their environment, they're unsure of themselves. That's when the odds of them reacting to something else increases, okay? So this is why I really wanted to take the time to really harp on pay attention to reading your dog, okay? It's very hard. I've said in prior videos, like the sit for sure. The downs, I'll go ahead and link them somewhere around here so this way you have them. But pay attention, read your dog when you're doing this. And it is hard, it's difficult at first because you're looking down at the dog. You're looking at their head, you're looking at their eyes, their ears, their spine, their tail. But this part, if they're getting away from you, it's a little bit easier to tell because they're not having that connectivity right to you. So second part is if they're getting further away and they're drifting off to the side, yes, everything that I just had priorly said of them being unsure of their environment is true, but they're also getting away from you. So if they're going to react, it's already going to put you in inferior position or a weaker position just because now you have so much space between you. When they're right next to you, it's easier to provide that correction rather than being further away. Okay, so now how to fix it. Okay, so we understand that them drifting away from you is not a good thing because it could be something in your luring or it could be something in the environment that they're just unsure of and they're not fully confident about. Quick fix would just be using a wall for your placement, but then number two, going to show you how to do it on a leash, so if you're out in public, you have an easy way of correcting this, okay? Here we go. Like I said, hopefully you can see these balls. Again, everyone knows that these are her high ticket items, so hopefully she does it here, but essentially if you have a leash, just kick these around a little bit. And she's actually being pretty good about it. Okay, so first thing is literally all you're doing is putting a little pressure on your leash, okay? It's just enough. It's not a whole lot. You're not making a harsh correction. You're literally just putting enough pressure on her just so you feel the presence of the leash and the way you want to go down. Okay, plots. So you see how she naturally wanted to go off just slightly to the side on this one. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to take a step forward and go back. Okay, so now she's in line. One thing, again, when it goes back to the luring, is pay attention to your feet, because if your feet are off by any way, she's going to want to follow your feet. So if it's this way and you say plots, now you see how she wants the plots behind me. So what you're going to do, bring forward, bringing it back here so you can actually see it here, and then plots. And that's more in line with my feet now. Yes, the distraction's over there. However, what I want is her to fall in line with me, not to the way she wants to go, okay? You make your dog do what you want to do. You don't do what your dog wants them to do, okay? And I don't care about the weeping, plots. Nope, plots. And there it is. Okay, same thing, go again, boom, come, Plutz. Nope. Plutz. There it is. You just keep doing these mild corrections. Take one step forward and just drift her back. Okay, use the leash as the pressure. And again, you don't have to get a harsh correction on it. That's not the point here. It's just a mild one to make sure she falls in line. You can also do it by lowering. Now, depending on the environment, if there's a lot of dogs, if there's a lot of people, if there's a lot of cars, whatever your dog's vice is, they may or may not want to take the treat, but at least you have it for a lowering purpose. So come here. I have her food here, boom. Yeah, there you go. And that's what's all you're gonna do. Put it just like you're going back to lowering, stage one, put it right in front of her mouth, and then have her drop, okay? Yes, because you've been good. But that is the purpose, okay? So again, a strong dog, a confident dog, is very okay with having their back to other things, other dogs, traffic, other people, okay? That's when your dog is really dialed in with you and synced up with you. Okay, and that's what you want. So hopefully this helps. Pay attention to how your dog sits and downs, because it does matter, and hopefully you lower the risk of anything ever happen to them, especially if you got a high reactive dog. Okay, hope this helps. If you have any things you want to see on this channel, go ahead and put in the comment section. I'll do my best to always cover in future videos. Okay, talk to you next time. Done.